You know, honey. You know what? You know what today is, don't you?
Passover.
Today is the first day of Passover.
Yes.
So while your people will be out drinking beer, I don't want to travel in racial and ethnic stereotypes, but while your people are out drinking beer and hitting each other over the heads with shillelaghs, my people will be celebrating the liberation from slavery of running away from Yul Brynner.
Okay.
While your people are all out,
we're in the bar.
in the bar, getting in those street fights and such.
I know,
That's what your
Irish.
people do.
Oh,
No,
my goodness.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's my people will be celebrating locusts and boils and flies.
I mean, it's kind of timely.
As you know, honey, I don't have particularly fond memories of childhood Passover. Some Jews have very fond memories of the family getting together and
Sure.
enjoying a lovely Seder. As you know, my parents were not. They were not organized. I don't know how quite to put it. They just weren't organized. They weren't particularly religious. They were short. My parents were very short people.
That's right.
My father was 5'2", 125 pounds. My mother was 5 foot, 250 pounds. When they walked down the street, they looked like the number 10.
That's kind of true.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. My mother was not we didn't have like a great Jewish celebration. My mother was not a good cook, for one thing. She would make a flanken, you'd drop it on your foot, you'd break a toe. That's what she would do. My mother was a terrible cook. Do you remember that? Did you ever eat any of her cooking?
I do.
Oh my God.
I do.
What was wrong with that woman?
Oh, she was not a good cook.
She was not a good cook, my mother. I'll tell you how bad a cook she was. This is how bad she was.
Yeah.
She was so bad at cooking that insecure anti-Semites would come over to our house to eat my mother's cooking just to remind themselves of why they hate the Jews in the first place. That's how bad her cooking was.
That is bad.
That's bad. That is bad. My mother was a little lazy about the Jewish holidays, because she just couldn't get it together. She would, she tried to combine the holidays.
Oh, wow.
So every Yom Kippur, she'd put together a little Yom Kippur Seder and just say, that's it.
Oh.
That knocks out two for one.
Okay.
It's so hard doing stand-up comedy into a phone because I can't hear the laughter,
Well,
I'm assuming people are enjoying this. Are you enjoying this?
I see smiles.
If you're enjoying, let me know, and then I'll continue. If not, I'm just going to... Oh, okay, Joey Reynolds is watching. Well, now we got something.
Now it's a show.
Joey Reynolds is watching. Now we're talking.
That's right.
Joey Reynolds, the great radio broadcaster.
I know.
It's my favorite Joey Reynolds story. He's a great radio broadcaster. Like it, most radio broadcasters, he's had 50 jobs over the years. The man can't hold on to a job. And he was the big broadcaster up in Buffalo, New York. And they fired him. They fired him because that's what happens in radio. I got fired from we got fired from our radio job. And he took his shoes. This is Joey Reynolds' story, not mine. He took his shoes and nailed them to the door of the program director. And he put a sign up. He said, "Fill these."
Oh, my God.
Go ahead and try and fill these.
I like that.
So we're happy that Joey Reynolds is watching the show. And if Joey Reynolds is watching the show, do you know what that means?
What?
That means it's time for the Dave Konig Show on Facebook Live.
Wow.
That's right, with my co-host seated a 6 foot safe social distance to my right, the lovely bride of Konig, Susan Konig.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody, of course, is Susan's copyrighted catchphrase, and that was the catchphrase you chose.
I guess so, yeah.
Your runner-up was, "I said I'd marry you for better or for worse, but this is really starting to push it." That was her other catchphrase that she was working on. Also on the show, we'll have an appearance of the Not Ready for Dave Konig players. They'll be here. They're going to do a whole series of Passover sketches. With Kevin, the breakout star. They're going to do locusts and flies and boils. They got a very funny boil sketch they're going to do. Very funny boil sketch. They got boil costumes. It's going to be great. And the Dave Konig dancers will be here for Passover. They're going to do a big salute to horseradish. So that's going to be great.
That's funny.
That's going to be good. And a big celebrity guest on the show. We only get the finest celebrity guests on this show. We have on the show today Dr. Morris Lipschitz will be here.
Who's he?
Well, he's not actually a doctor. That's just a nickname. Dr. Morris Lipschitz. That's his nickname. He's from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh, my gosh.
And he is the proprietor. This is special for Passover. He is the proprietor and owner of the world's first Orthodox Jewish strip club.
Wow.
Yes. It's called Flash Yentas. It's the name of the club. Flash Yentas, Orthodox Jewish strip club. And for $20, a fully dressed woman will sit on your lap, take off her wig, and dance the hora. So that's something.
That is something I've never heard of.
You never heard of that, did you? Until now. Dr. Morris Lipschitz will be here. And, of course, our studio audience here on the iPhone Facebook show, we got bobblehead Mo Willems, pigeon character, and, of course, creepy sea captain guy is really starting to catch on, by the way.
Sure.
There's some talk. I was talking to some of the suits here at the Facebook Live studio. You know, the suits.
Yeah, the suits.
And there's some talk of a spinoff for Sea Captain Guy.
Oh, wow.
He would have his own Facebook Live show and just do creepy Sea Captain stuff for about 10 minutes every day. So that's exciting.
I'm creeped out already.
So today's Passover. Now, as you know, honey.
Yes.
I mean, I think you know this about me. I'm Jewish.
Yes.
You knew that, didn't you?
I knew that when I married you.
Did you know that when you married
me?
me?
Know
Okay.
that, yes.
And I'm Jewish, but I don't look Jewish. At least that's what I've been told my whole life.
Huh.
People have said to me, "You're Jewish? You don't look Jewish." Which, when you think about it, is kind of an anti-Semitic thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't go up to a Chinese guy and say, "You're Chinese? You don't look Chinese." Of course, you wouldn't say that because all Chinese people look Chinese. All right, I suppose if you met me for the first time and I said I was Chinese, you would be within your rights to say, "You're Chinese, you don't look Chinese." And that would not be racist. That would just be an obvious statement of fact.
Right.
Now, of course, if I said I was Chinese and you said, "Really? I need my shirts by Tuesday, light starch," that would be racist.
Very racist.
That would be very racist. So you don't want to do that.
No.
So I'm Jewish now, and as I was saying, I don't have a lot of fond Passover memories from my childhood. Nor do our children have fond Passover memories because you're Irish Catholic.
I have not prepared a Seder.
You are an Irish Catholic person, so we had to raise the kids Catholic. You know, that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
And I remember, it's fine. It's fine. Except I think my kids might be just a little anti-Semitic, just a little. No, you hear comments. I don't want to make a big deal. I remember one time I walked in the room. The kids were watching TV. You know how kids watch TV?
They do.
Oh, they're watching the TV. It's all too loud. I said, "You know what?" I said, "Turn off that TV." And as I left the room, I swear one of them said, "See, I told you they control the media." Oh yeah. Kid came right out and said that.
Oh my gosh.
Remember that time our daughter wanted to, she was like, it was so cute, she was like 10 years old, and she wanted to take the whole family to a miniature golf course for her birthday.
Right.
She managed to find the only one left that was restricted. I had to wait in the car. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
It's not good, I'm telling you. But you have the better holidays, I think.
Do it.
The Gentiles.
Yes.
The Gentiles have we know this. You have the fun holidays.
We kind of do.
You got the fun holiday. You
Yeah.
got Christmas.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's Santa Claus. It's Bing Crosby.
Yeah.
Right? You got Easter. It's chocolate bunnies.
That's right.
It's fun. It's presents. You know, we get Jews. We have holidays like we have Sukkah. That's the holiday where you have to go out and build a hut.
Yeah.
It's a great holiday for the Jewish people because we're so well known for our carpentry skills. And you got all the good holidays. I mean, the Jews don't have the good holidays. You get like, I mean, you never see like it's a Charlie Brown Tisha B'Av. You never see that on TV.
No, that's funny though.
Thank God. I would hope so. Or else what am I doing here? So I mean, the Jews, we don't have the good holidays.
I'm sorry.
You got the good holidays.
Yeah.
I remember. It all goes back to Christmas and Hanukkah, right? See, every Jewish kid growing up knows that Hanukkah can't compete with Christmas. What is Christmas? First of all, what is Christmas? It's presents, toys, gifts, cash orders, money, appliances.
Right.
What is Hanukkah? You get a dreidel. What's a dreidel? It's a top. This is a disappointing present for a kid of any age. Oh, we try and jazz it up with a little musical number, right?
Right.
Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. You get that? You get the angle. You don't even get the dreidel. You get a lump of clay. They tell you, go make your own dreidel. Hanukkah, it's a Hebrew word. You know what it means? Loosely translated, it means the Irish kid who lives next door is getting a new bike, and you're not, Jew boy. That's what it means. That's exactly what it means.
Oh my gosh.
And as a kid, I would try, because I didn't understand, I tried to get some religious training as a child.
Right.
And I'd go to my dad, I tried to get him to explain things to me, I'd ask him about the Jewish holidays. I mean, every Jewish holiday is the same, let's face it. They're all the same.
Right.
The entire history of Judaism is 4,000 years of getting our ass kicked.
Right.
On the rare occasions there's a day we didn't get our ass kicked, that's a holiday. I would ask my dad, explain it to me, and I'd catch him off guard, and he wouldn't want to bother, and he didn't even know the answer himself. He didn't know what he was doing. He'd say, I'd say, what's Hanukkah all about? Explain Hanukkah to me. He'd say, Hanukkah? Yeah, well, let's see. Yeah, the Syrians were trying to kick the Jews' ass, and so for 8 days we hid in a temple. It's essentially a festival of hiding. Now go play with your dreidel, you know. I said, Passover? Well, let's see, the Pharaoh was trying to kick the Jews' ass, so we put some lamb's blood on the door, everyone got confused, and then we fled into the desert, where we got lost for 40 years, so they couldn't find us, so they couldn't kick our ass. Okay, happy Passover. Enjoy your delicious horseradish. I asked my dad, I said, what about Yom Kippur? He said, Yom Kippur, let's see, well, for one day you don't eat anything. Then you'll be so weak and headachy from hunger, maybe people will feel sorry for you. For one day they won't kick your ass, okay? Happy Yom Kippur. Go enjoy your delicious nothing. Hanukkah, we hid in the temple for 8 days. They couldn't find us. They couldn't kick our ass. Oh, yeah, Papa, what happened on the 9th day? On the 9th day, they found us. They kicked our ass, okay?
Oh, man.
That's what happened. Go play with your dreidel. That's my fault.
That's rough.
That was an impression of my father.
Yeah, it's unusual.
It's unusual. No one can tell you it wasn't a good impression because, there's no recordings of him.
That's right.
That's right. So that's exactly what he sounded
It
like.
could be exactly what he sounded like, yeah.
Oh, yes. See, as a child,
Uh-huh.
where did you get the bulk of your religious training as a child? In your Irish Catholic...
Catholic school?
Oh, you went to Catholic school?
Yeah.
And that's where you got all your training?
It's a lot, yeah.
How long did you go to Catholic school for?
13 years.
13 years.
Yeah, then I went to Catholic college.
You couldn't get it right, huh? They just kept sending you back there, huh?
Well,
Yeah. And for me, as like most secular American Jews, I got the bulk of my religious training from the movie The Ten Commandments, which we'd watch every year. Remember that, The Ten Commandments?
Sure, it was always on.
That's where I got the bulk of my religious training. So in the Ten Commandments, what happens is that the Jews are fleeing from Yul Brynner, right?
Right.
And Eddie G. Robinson's got them out in the desert, and they're all drinking and smoking and worshiping golden calves and such.
Yeah.
And then Charlton Heston comes down from the mountain, pissed at everyone. And as a kid, I would watch this, I'd say, Moses, why so cranky? They're just blowing off a little steam. After all, you're the one who got them lost in the desert. And where have you been the last 40 days? Oh, up on a mountain, talking to shrubbery, huh? Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
What have you been smoking there, Charlton Heston? So that's what happened to me when I was a kid. So, honey,
Yes.
how long have we been doing the show now?
Like in minutes or weeks?
Well, let's start with weeks.
This is our 4th week?
This is our 4th week on the air. Yeah. This is like our 18th or 19th show. And how long has this show been? The one that we're doing right now?
It's over 12 minutes.
It's over 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I've promised a 15-minute show.
Well, there's some other broadcasting greats here. Joni Chin is here.
Joni Chin is watching the show
Yeah.
from Sirius Satellite Radio.
Yeah.
And who else is watching? Irma Zandel is watching the show. We like her.
Irma's here.
Irma, who I snapped at yesterday.
Oh, man.
She wrote something funny. I went, yeah. Like that. I don't know what happened to me.
Well,
I lost my mind. I lost my mind.
Irma still loves you.
I'm getting a little cabin fever. And who else is watching the show?
Pat is here.
This is the part of the show we never do. We never acknowledge
Let's
the people.
acknowledge
Let's do that for. So Joey Reynolds is watching. Matt Alegi is watching. That's a relative of yours,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you know Matt.
Who else is watching the show? Kathy Stell,
Yeah.
who wants us to know that she's Catholic too. Big deal, Kathy. Half the world is Catholic. It's not that special. No. See, I did it again. I snapped at one of our viewers. I get testy.
Rhoda Robinson Brown.
Rhoda Robinson Brown is watching the show
Yeah, she used to get
from Florida.
Yeah,
She's watching the
she
show.
used to get Hanukkah Day of the Week underwear.
That's pathetic. Yes, I know. Isn't that sad? Like the presents you got for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
My mother would give me like I swear to God this is true. My mother one year, because by day 3 she would just run out of steam. I get the first couple of days would be like a slinky or something like that. And by day 3, I swear to God, one year she gave me a washcloth.
Aww.
A washcloth.
Aww.
And you wonder why I'm traumatized. You wonder what's wrong with me. Irma Zandel says it's an exceptionally good show tonight. That's because I'm
It's your number one fan.
That's because I'm digging into the old stand-up act and pulling out actual jokes instead of just babbling like a moron.
All right, did you acknowledge Dr. Rick Pat?
Dr. Rick Pat, who is one of the finest medical practitioners I know.
Yeah.
And Dr. Rick Pat, we salute you and all medical
That's right, we're gonna go clap out the
professionals.
window.
We're going to clap out the window at 7 p.m. That's what we do here in New York. We clap out the window at 7 p.m. for all our
Your
nurses.
cousins, Gabby and Mike.
Gabby and Mike are watching from Long Island. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Mike. Say hello to
Jeff Parami.
your mom for me. Jeff Parami is watching.
Yeah.
God bless you, Jeff. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
And-
everybody take care.
Everybody take care. All right, I think that's all the time we have.
I mean, it was so fast-paced.
This was a fast-paced show today. We didn't mess around. We got right into the
Passover
jokes.
special.
Special for Passover. So we hope all our friends who are celebrating Passover have a great Pesach.
Absolutely.
Great Pesach. That's how you say it, honey.
Yeah, no, I've heard the term.
Wish me a happy Pesach.
Happy Pesach.
No, Pesach.
Happy Pesach.
Yeah, there you go. Well, all right. Happy Shillelagh to you, too.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and we're afraid that Dr. Morris Lipschitz, who's not actually a doctor, from Kenosha, Wisconsin, could not be on the show tonight. Apparently, he's been quarantined, so we'll try and get him back next time.
Okay, good.
And tune in tomorrow for more of this nonsense here on the Dave Konig Show on Facebook Live. Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. Have a safe and healthy Passover. Mwah. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, you can disconnect.
Should I turn it off now?
Yeah.
Okay.